training plans don't have to be too technical. Join Cycling strips out the jargon. You just open the app, follow your ride plan, and go. With Join, it all makes sense. You get 30 days, free trial, no credit card required, through the link down below. Tour de France Stage 19, the final mountain stage. This ain't the profile. There was an infectious disease outbreak in the top of Col de Cézise in some cattle up there, so to preserve the tranquility of the race, they did not do that climb. They just did the Col du Pré, Roseland, La Plagne. I'm not making this up. That happened. And so in break formation, there wasn't any again. Trek said we want maximum points for Milan. That happened. And then everyone after that, basically they're at the base of the Col du Pré. 12.6k, 7.7%. Look who's on the charge already. Primoz Roglic, Alex Baudin, Tejada, Stora. But this climb is a bit of a fake news climb. The last 7Ks are very steep. 7Ks over 9%. Tim Wellens comes to try and restore control because a big dangerous group grows up. Armorel's trying to convince them to pace because Barder attacked. Martinez and Stannard were riding like strangely. There's maybe a Johannesson in there, Campenarts, Tobias Foss. But Wellens has got this on a tight leash. 24 seconds. Doesn't go above 50 seconds on this climb despite Roglic, who's 5th on GC, creating a group with Martinez alone and riding full gas on the Col du Pré. Foss, Campenarts, Armorel get dropped. They all get caught later on Roseland. So Wellens does an all-out effort there. Technical descents coming up in the rain as well. Look where Kevin Vauquelin is. He's with 2 Arkea teammates at the back. Also notice there's a Uno X rider behind them. So that a Uno X rider knows exactly where Kevin Vauquelin is, can see if splits are appearing, which they're nearly doing on this descent. And at the bottom, on top of the damn wall, Legnesson looks behind, sees a gap. Maybe he was told by that Uno X rider there's a split. And, I mean, he's not a great descender, Legnesson, but he makes it in that front split. And then he comes to the front before the Roseland and absolutely starts smashing it. Ewan Kostiou is on a gap because someone dropped the wheel on the descent, and that begins an hour and a half of chasing for Kevin Vauquelin. In the valley floor, Martinez and Valentin Parry-Pantras probably not the riders, even on a 6% climb, that Primoz Roglic would have hoped to see with him. You want an Arensman, a Foss, Campenarts type guy. The descent, though, VPP initially drops them. Roglic comes back, goes straight past the little guys, and then it's a very technical descent again. Rain begins in the valley floor and near the bottom. Wellens actually whacks it for UAE, and the gap was only 40 seconds to Roglic in the 10K valley before La Plagne. Obviously, Tim Wellens completely mows into that. And Roglic day, I mean, is it done? How cooked is he? Is he going to lose his 5th on GC? Wellens starts to climb really, really hard. It drops Roglic, Ben O'Connor, who won the stage yesterday. It even drops Adam Yates, who we thought was going to pull after Narvaez. Narvaez begins, but his pull, it's not the nuclear lead-out that we saw when it was the Wellens-Narvaez combination on Hautacam. And this is an 18K climb. It's not like Hautacam, which is a bit shorter. It's in the rain. And so a curious situation emerges, kind of like what we've seen on Super Bagnier and what we saw on La Loze yesterday. Decathlon take over with Aurélien Parry-Pantras and Callum Scottson, who's climbing very well for Felix Gold, because Roglic is dropped. And so Gold can move into 5th on GC. That's why he attacks. He's got Vingegaard and Pogacar in the wheel, of course. Is he going to continue? Narvaez and Yates are dropped. So both Pogacar and Vingegaard have no domestiques left, although Frank Vandenbroek's coming back for Only. And with everybody isolated, Arensman, who's out of GC, and all the other guys here in the top 10, he starts to attack. Pogacar, instead of just closing it down, he attacks Vingegaard to try and get separation and then do the last 14Ks of this climb solo to win the stage, but he cannot shake off the Dane who's wearing the KOM jersey on behalf of Pogacar today. And so what's going to happen? No one's up the road. Neither have teammates in shot. This is what Almeida would have been here for. Probably Almeida would have been with these three, and then he would have been attacking. And then Pog would have marked Arensman, and Almeida probably won the stage, but he's not here. And so Arensman knows that. He's feeling incredibly strong. He won a stage in the Pyrenees, and where he was, I think, the 3rd strongest on the climb as well. And today he looked at least the 3rd strongest as well. He attacked them 4 separate times. And the 4th time's the one is the charm. That's what we also saw on Finestra in the Giro. Vingegaard, look, no interest in chasing. He starts taking a gel. Pogacar starts to ride more of a defensive tempo. Frank Vandenbroek begins to bring back Only. I don't think he actually needed to pace because Lipovic was there. Maybe they were trying to make it hard to crack Lipovic. I guess only needed to be on the attack. He needed to take time, whereas Lipovic was just defending. Gol gets back to them, and now Pogacar has a de facto teammate because Gol wants to pace. He's got to make up as much time on Roglic as possible. But then, when the gap goes to 5 minutes, Gol stops pacing because he's into 5th on GC. He can sit in the wheels. Pogacar or Vingegaard might pace. Pogacar flicks Vingegaard. No response. So Vingegaard riding very defensively in the wheels of Pogacar on this climb. Meanwhile, Arensman, he had 36 seconds. Pogacar attacks again. This time only responds. Maybe a mistake. Although if he gets in the draft and they pull him away from Lipovic, who wasn't in the wheel straight away, that's his ticket to 3rd place on GC. Arensman, it went down to 24 seconds with 4Ks to go, 20 seconds with 2.2Ks to go, and only starts to crack under the pressure of Pogacar. So it's not like Pogacar was riding slow. He's literally dropping only off the wheel, and Arensman is also trucking. Lipovic informs the radio that Only's dropped, maybe asking what to do, and he would be solidifying his 3rd place on GC. That's why he comes to the front. Probably didn't think any stage win was realistic. Arensman, though, 16 seconds with 1K to go. They can almost reach out and touch him because now Lipovic is doing the lead out. Lipovic is riding to put Only behind for GC, but 3:50 to go. No one's jumping. No move from Pogacar, no move from Vingegaard, only with about 200 meters to go. Vingegaard jumps. Pogacar gets into the wheel, but it's too late. Arensman wins comfortably in the end, with Pogacar sitting up behind Vingegaard, who takes 2nd. So another really weird mountaintop finish, 4 in a row. That's been just really strange. I think a lot of us were expecting Pogacar stomp or a counter from Vingegaard. Neither happened. Arensman's the beneficiary again, although he's mega strong. Here's what he had to say after the stage.
Today is the last mountain stage. I have no GC to ride for, but I will try to hang on a few kilometers on the climb, see how the legs feel. And Tobias, I told him like straight away swing off, and tomorrow is your day. I will see what I can do today. And then I started the climb and I was quite in control. And I was like, I have no GC. Maybe they look at each other. You know what? I just try it, and I just don't take no for an answer. Like, it's Tadej and Jonas, and everybody knows they are the strongest in the world. They are like almost aliens. And then as a human, I still want to try to beat them, and I just can't believe I beat them today.
In terms of GC, Pogacar loses 4 seconds to Vingegaard, which is inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. But big changes in the top 10. Gol moves up to 5th. Johannesson moves up 2 spots because of Vokala and Roglic. And Roglic moves down to 8th after losing 12 minutes on the climb. He both basically rode it in, so not interested in his top 10. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the transition stage recap tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.